Hello there, I'm your friendly neighborhood 1800 here, and my name is Georgie. Today we're going to start a new part of the Bits and Pieces series, which is going to be about forks. The first one is going to be about pawn forks, and not only what a fork is, but how to identify it, and I think that's the more important part. This here is the easiest example you can have. It's just you have two pieces, which are on the same color square, and free space between them. You can manage to push a pawn that is protected and attacks both, then we're going to take one of the pieces in the general case. So in this particular instance, we can just push e5, and he has to move one of those. If he doesn't, we take the queen, so he has to move the queen basically, and then we take the knight. So he just goes back, I take the knight, and that's it. Even if he changes the queens, it doesn't matter. I'm going to take it, go on the side, everything is fine, I'm piece up. Let's continue. In this case, we just took a knight, as you can see, and he has a choice. He can take with the pawn, or he can take with the queen. Doesn't matter what he takes with. In this case, he takes with the queen. Identify the same thing. We see that both pieces are on dark squares. They have exactly one square between them, separates them, which means that if we can push a protected pawn between them, in this case in the e5 square, we will be able to take one of the pieces. Push, he has to go back, and then we take it. Now he makes a mistake, plays king d6, and this is a bit harder to see, but it doesn't matter. It's the same principle. You see the two pieces, and your mind should click the same instance. It's not about if you can do it right now or in 5 moves, it's about seeing that you can, it's identifying the situation itself. So the situation is these two pieces are close to each other in the particular manner. So if we manage to put a pawn between them, in this case in e5 again, we will be able to fork them. So we do it, and it's a fork. He has to go back or something, and then we take the knight. In this case, he wants to pressure us. He goes into the center, and we see the exact same thing. It doesn't matter where on the board it is. If we put a protected pawn between those two pieces, and they have a space between them, then it's going to be a material advantage for us. Doesn't matter where he goes. Probably the best way is to sacrifice a piece or something. In this case, he goes back, and we just take the bishop. Now he wants to get rid of our knight in the middle. That's a fair decision, our knight is great there, but he does it with the wrong piece. And this is not exactly that you prepared it, it's more directly identifying that this is going to happen. So it can happen to you if you're black, and it can happen to you if you're white in this situation. So if you're black, the thing you want to avoid is trading in a manner that allows him to fork you. So here, if you were black, you had to identify that this is going to be a fork. So he takes, and we win the knight again. Here, we put our bishop on f2, and we wanted to bait him into a fork that we are going to baiting here. So we put it there on f2, and we say, okay, yeah, I don't know, take it. He does, because he wants to. And then we say, oh, ha, that's a fork, because we identified the exact pattern. So we push, he has to go back, and then we take the rook. Last one. And here, we threaten the queen. But the point is that the queen doesn't have too many squares. He has a right square and a wrong square, although the wrong square is on the right side. So he has a left square and a right square, which is the wrong square. He goes on d3, on e3. And we see the exact same thing. We baited him into a fork. So we just push our pawn, has to escape with the queen somewhere, doesn't matter where. It can be any of those places, and then we take the knight. What did we learn? We learned how pawn forks work, how they look, and not only that, but also how to bait our opponent into going for them. That's it for today. I hope you enjoyed the video. If you have some ideas about new series, new episodes, please let me know in the comments below. Cheers!